Just realized I've been muted this whole time. I'm not gonna go over everything I just said, but Rocket League, it's a sometimes very stressful, but it's for me not as stressful as FIFA or Madden. So welcome to my live stream. Let's hope to get some wins. Oh, I'm lagging. Lagging heavy. It's okay. Oh, almost. I'm lagging. Ain't doesn't look too bad. Yeah, I'm super lagging. Nice shot. Got a perfect pass. Oh. Let's get this win though. Wow. I sometimes say sick when that makes me feel sick that dude just got that goal or something like that. When you miss a ball or something. Oh! See what I mean? Frustrating. You see that bump? Hey, I love the bumping aspect of this game. You either bump them or blow them up. Love it. So fun. Ooh. No way, man. No way. Wow. Good shot. tough save. It's the key to this game. Make it harder than the other guy. Yeah, don't make it easy for me. Please. Oh, come on. Yes. Gotta get more bounce on that, but. Good shot. Well, damn. Didn't expect him to miss the other one, so I didn't have no power on that. That's what happens when you have no power on your shots. It goes back even faster than I thought. There's one. Look at that thing up. Oh, shit. Oh. This is why I'm not in Birmingham now. No mistake. I expected to do this, but you don't know that. Come on. Before you turn around. Where are you going? Missing boost. I cannot believe it. Oh no, that's why I like going solo. What the fuck? The fuck was that? What the fuck? Come on, teammate. Nowhere to be found. Why are you playing 2v2 if you're not going to be playing the game? Alright, damn, man. Just quit the game so I know you're not fucking competing. Just quit. What a save by you! Are you kidding me? What are you doing over there? If you're not gonna get the ball, get away from it. That's what I'm talking about. You dude complain about the other guy when you're the one who can't fucking do what you're supposed to be doing. That's what you need to do, is focus on getting me the ball. Dude. That's the fucking ball, man. Scared, goddamn. Teammate. Ooh, close one. To try to get out the way. Thank you. Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be fucking joking me sometime, man. Oh. Sus Teddy Bear, that was not a good game. You're sus. It's gonna be impossible getting back in the diamond with these fools. Sometimes I think they do it on purpose though, so that's possible. Case in point. What is my teammate doing? Just quit the game. Just stop playing. Just take yourself out of the game. You need to block you. Second quarter. Just automatically giving up points for no reason. Useless. There we go. That wasn't useless. That was good. Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. Get the hell out of here. How does that even fucking happen? That's fucking ridiculous. That was close. No boost. Barely a little bit of boost. You gotta be shitting me! Too easy. Easy. Yes, thank you. Thank you guys. I don't know what y'all is on. And that's, I mean, the same thing that happened to me too. That particularly doesn't happen, but getting each other's way. See? That's not happening to me. Look at me ready to quit now too. Crazy. He would be straight up cowardly. Oh! There you go. There you go. And it's over. Perfect. It is. Let's go to duel. Get a little active on duel. And that's basically how I like to play Rocket League. Just fucking shitting around, dicking around. Trying to win. I take winning very seriously, but other than that, if the game is just too bouncy, or you play singles, the ones, you got a little more nuance. And it just gives me so much time to do what I want. Oh, I missed it! Close one. Oh no. Love it. Oh no. Boom! Nice little goal score. Cleaning up. Oh no! God. Oh. What? Back up. Almost got the backwards goal. Oh no. Wow. See what I mean about bounces? Oh, and I missed it. Trying to fuck around. And that's how you find. Good shot. Good shot. Better shot. Just a touch of speed. Don't get it flying. Not like that though. Easy. speed. Close one. Wasn't paying attention. Nobody's watching. Boo, boo. Doesn't matter. Because what I'm about to do. What I'm about to do is talk about other shit. Again, if people want to see me play video games, then of course, we could arrange that, obviously. But I want to do some talking about what's going on and what I saw today. Now, we live with it. Boom. First and foremost, this is me and Melly on a little walkie walk today. But so it's basketball off season, and of course we got a bunch of podcasts popping off. But the Gilbert Arenas podcast. Gilbert Arenas said virtually exactly what I've been saying this entire time. The refs are looking to stop the Warriors. Let me say that again. The refs are looking to stop the Warriors. Now, I've been saying that for years, so it's not as if this is a new thing, but you have an unguardable shot, right? The three-point shot, beyond the arc, way beyond the arc. Most people in basketball fundamental camps are told to give that person that much space because that shot is a low percentage shot. It'll never go in it at a high clip, so you don't got to worry about being so far up that you're overextended. They go around you, they'll pass around you, whatever, and then you're leaving a lot of inside of the key, inside, baskets wide open. Now, since you can't guard that three-point shot as effectively as you would guard something on a drive, or rolling or switching whatever on a just three-point line shot, the refs in the NBA, more prevalently than ever before, I would say, the refs are sitting there looking for ways to get Steph and Clay and the Warriors in foul trouble. They're calling the games much tighter, and that then frustrates our guys, especially the younger guys. Steph and Clay have been used to this, so yeah, it's frustrating for them too, because after 4 championships, they're still getting treated like this, and it doesn't happen to no other team. if this happened to the Lakers last year, we would probably still be talking about it now. And the opposite happened to the Lakers last year. They went to the line the most. Look at the series versus the Lakers. They went to the line like 40 more times a game than we did. So, I'm gonna validate what I'm saying by giving y'all the quote. Let me go ahead and find it. Here it is. I gotta reactivate my premium, so.
Movies and more with no hit.
That's a chip on his shoulder. That's the chip.
Here we go.
That nasty big break.
Let's listen.
Golden State was the hardest. You guys were the hardest team for Vegas because with Steph and Clay, because they can come down and chuck.
Yep.
There was no way of using a whistle against them.
Yeah.
So what you're trying to do is try to penalize them and get them in foul trouble. See, you can go to the rim and I just not call a foul. Yeah. Right? But you take a three, like fuck. Right? You hit them threes. Now I gotta try to, Steph do one of those foul. That's when them fucking foul pieces. Like that, you be doing that. Get him out. Like you be doing that shit to hurry up and get him out. Like.
Yeah, that's it. Because when we played,
You got to.
2019, bro, we have 3 straight games by like 17, bro.
They were like 17 or more.
All 4 the third, bro. Literally, bro, by the first time out, it'd be the lead would be down to like 3. You be sitting here like, oh shit, it's only 28 left in the third.
Too much time.
I'm like, bro, when I tell you dangerous, we say this all the time. Like, bro, this lead don't matter. And literally, by the first time out, them Beige boys would come out.
The Beige boys. He said the Beige boys.
I said, look, your game plan is bad. I said, your game plan is bad. What are you going to do? 4 quarters. I said, 4 quarters. That's 4 quarters.
That's when you run a flex or something.
I said, with Golden State, what happens when they're down a lot, focused only on Clay.
And that's, what he's talking about, how Clay can bring us back into games with the shooting and things like that. And that's exactly what Clay was trying to do in the playoffs last year, but lo and behold, foul calls. So, hell, if you don't believe me, believe Gilbert Arenas. Because I can see it, y'all can see it, and then you say, oh, he doesn't drive to the basket. Okay, but once again, you heard Gilbert Arenas say, once you drive to the basket and don't get the foul call, what makes you want to keep driving to the basket when you can shoot better than that, outside? So it's like, damn, when are they going to stop? That's my biggest question. And how many, sure, we can count one championship for sure the refs impacted, but in reality, how many wins? Regular season wins, stats. In my opinion, not so much the championships. The championships are there. They got 4. I've said this plenty of times. They win in spite of the refs. And that's because the 3-point shot is more valuable than the 2-point shot. I'm speaking very simply in simple terms, but they shoot the more valuable shot better than everybody else. So how is it possible, to stop that? You have to stop the ball. You have to stop the rhythm, and you have to frustrate them. You have to get them out of it more so than letting the teams play. You let the teams play, they're going to win the game. Basically, is what I've been trying to explain. Now, we have a whole month or so until the season starts, and then we got plenty of months of basketball. So I actually am very excited for the season. I hope Dame finds a place. I'm really excited to see CP3 in a Warrior uniform. Never was a hater. There were times where I've seen him flop and all that stuff, and I mainly would blame the refs. So, yeah, that's exciting. That's super exciting to see 2 of the best point guards in the league of easily the last 5-7 years, 1 and 2 basically, 1, 2, and 3, or whatever you want to call it. Steph and Chris Paul have been at the top of the point guards for a long time. So it's very interesting to see what comes of that. Very interesting. Now, what are we seeing in the news? Hawaii. Hawaii on fire. How is it possible that this island burns up like this? I'm very curious, or I'm not suspicious. This is Mother Nature we're talking about. But I'm very curious as to what happened, what started the fire, and how much damage was done, because everything out there is, very expensive. And it's an island. How are you going to rebuild that stuff quickly? You have to ship logistically, you have to ship that across an ocean. That's crazy. That's partly why the prices are so high. But with them being a U.S. state, they're in full rights to have everything completely rebuilt. So the infrastructure in Hawaii might actually see an improvement after it's all said and done. Very sad though. The cost of that improvement is too expensive when we talk about human lives. And that part can't really get over. Too many people died, and probably, there's probably some preventable deaths there. But I don't know all the details as well. And let's see, what else? Of course, another Trump indictment. And when it comes to Trump, I've always said this. He is the most lawless individual in modern American history. I've said this from the get-go because I did a little bit of research into Trump before this whole presidency stuff when I was in high school, because we had this sub. It's actually a really weird story. The business class that we were in high school, the teacher had some type of emergency. Can't remember. She was a very, very good teacher, and she couldn't come back or couldn't finish the year. It was something of that nature. I honestly went to 2 high schools, so I don't remember the teacher's name, but I do remember what school this was at. And the sub came in and basically had us watch, and this is the business class. So the sub comes in and has us watch The Apprentice show for business class. So immediately that told me that she wasn't taking that part of the job seriously. If she had to sub more classes, different subjects, I'm not sure, but she wasn't taking that class seriously whatsoever. We used to buy pizza. It was right before lunch. We used to buy, Domino's pizza, order it, have it delivered, and eat pizza in class almost every day. And so we would watch this Apprentice and fill out little worksheets. As soon as I would, get into seeing The Apprentice, I realized how much of a fool, people are for even believing in Donald Trump, but how much of a, false bravado, capitalist, asshole he was. He got off on firing people, Who finds that entertaining? Who glorifies getting fired? And so at that point I realized it was a very frivolous show that was not necessarily any type of educational, I was, this is the episode or the season with Omarosa, this is way back in the day. So it's like, this show, and people can't be taking this man seriously. But here we are, fast forward all these years, and he gets to be taken seriously as president. That just kind of shows where we're at, education-wise as a country. Because, that's unacceptable. I wonder what my audio is like right now. I'll just hold the mic. But yeah, dude, to take him seriously is to put your own life in danger if he's going to be in a position of power. And then to promulgate this man as if he's a serious politician, that's borderline treason, because there's no way he's serving the interests of the American people. And it like reminds me, I can't put that on. It reminds me of the I don't want to lose my train of thought. It's treason to, obviously try to defraud the public and put yourself in power for your own benefit. Like, that's obviously not the American way. But this is reminding me of a article. It was a show, like a segment, a program on PBS. I was listening to it on the radio on NPR, and it talked about the people who are most drawn to power are the people least equipped, or the people least suitable for the position of power. And we look at our history and we see so many dictators and authoritarians talk about, their way or no way. And these are people who are self-serving. They never serve for the greater good, yet they keep power for so long. Putin, Kim Jong, his family. Look at Donald Trump. Donald Trump's been able to stay in power since he was a young man. I'm, talking about his real estate business and everything. He's been able to be considered a powerful individual since he was a young person, only because his dad was rich and had, they were white. They were able to get the business loans, to march with the Ku Klux Klan, do all these things, go bankrupt a million times, all based on one thing, and we know that. But again, not all white people are bad. Not all white people are not equipped for power. And it's not a white person thing. Across the world, the worst people for a position of power are the ones who are most prone to pursue power. And it's because they pursue power for all the wrong reasons. Whereas the person who's doing it for the right reason is never usually in this advantageous position, because the people who are in these advantageous positions are exploiters. They are people who don't serve the greater good interest. That unfortunately has played out in our American politics. Even if you're thinking about the other people who ran before Trump and kind of got us to where we are, at the end of the day, they had larger groups of people that they were worried about. I'm not a historian, but I did major in political science, so I'm prone to read history. And it just doesn't seem, there's one other guy who seemed to serve only his interests and then also be completely incompetent for the job. But even him, it didn't seem like he was breaking all these laws and defrauding people, intimidating witnesses. He wasn't lawless. Then I just don't understand that the party who considers themselves to be the party of law and order, they have promoted as their leader the most lawless individual probably out of all of us in America. There are people who really don't respect laws. There are people who really like to be criminal and things of that nature, but I can almost guarantee that they won't go out of their way to break laws and to get caught and to, be as brazen as Donald Trump. And that's because they know that they have consequences to the action, so they don't want to get caught. They will avoid doing certain things all the time. For example, criminals might be criminals, but even they won't jaywalk in front of a cop. What did Trump do? He just said, "Hey, everybody, get out of the way. I'm walking across the street," and had his Secret Service, damn near assault protesters. I think they were assaulting protesters, and it was for a photo op with an upside down Bible. So once again, I just think that this person is the most lawless individual in the country, and definitely the most lawless in terms of the politics, politicians. And just think, a lot of politicians don't like the laws as they're written right now. They try to change them a lot. They succeed in changing the laws a lot. But there's a common decency, and I mean, obviously they're all very subversive in trying to get around these these decency etiquette procedures all the time, or they try to get around discrimination by writing in subtle things that will discriminate but don't explicitly discriminate. Those are maniacal as well, but even those politicians will follow the law. You just never really see anybody completely adverse to the law. Not that it's perfect, right? It's obviously something that doesn't benefit everybody, but it's a rule. It is it's necessary to operate accordingly. If Trump somehow won again a second time, he would be facing prison time as a president. It seems so outlandish to even say that. When I was in college, I majored in politics from 2010 to 2013 when I graduated. This was only 3 years before Trump comes along, and before all of this is completely turned upside down. All of the political procedures, the etiquette, the actual people running, the motives behind a lot of this. It went from, okay, we have not necessarily fringe Republicans, but the Republicans that were pushing agendas that were racially motivated or looking to disenfranchise, minority votes for the ease of staying in power. Those things are run of the mill. That's how our political system has worked from day one, for the most part, and it's just always been very play within the rules. Who can outsmart who? Trump doesn't play by those rules. Trump doesn't play by any rules. He's the most lawless person I've ever, encountered in terms of modern history. And it's just almost shocking that the Republican Party, who, once again, they're not dumb. They have found ways to enact their policies without the majority vote. Most people don't vote for Republicans. Contrary to what people may believe, the numbers show Republican policies are very unpopular. Plain and simple. So if we were all ruled under a pure democratic system, then the Republican Party, really, they're considered Republican conservatives. These are the conservatives. They're not all Republicans or of this ideology, but the conservatives probably wouldn't be nearly as powerful as they are now. They would probably be voted out. That's why there's so much redistricting news going on, because they're trying to draw in their votes or draw them out. So for example, in Alabama, pretty sure it was Alabama, they did the redistricting to, I want to say, isolate the minority votes. So if a district that's already minority represented gets smaller, for example, or less diverse, then once that person does leave, it'll be easier to go and take that power right back. You know. So I don't want to get on a tangent about the political system, but it's just amazing how one person has been able to be so lawless. I mean, it seems to be finally catching up to him. It's crazy that I ended up moving to the same county, one of the counties he's being charged in, and you realize why he chose this county, because it's a minority county as far as what you go out and see, those votes, those 11,000 votes, you're never going to find them. You know, like, they're not there. There's no way that many black people voted for you in this county. You know, not happening. But what is going to be super interesting is if he actually serves in jail. He actually goes to jail. That would be pretty cool. That would be actually amazing. And what else? Let's switch it up. The boxing, Bud Crawford and Errol Spence. It was some weeks ago. That was an amazing fight. Masterful performance by Bud Crawford. Now we're moving to shift the attention to Canelo. Canelo's fighting Jermell Charlo. I expect Canelo to do the same thing he always does. Counter his way to a victory with very, very hard punching. But Charlo is a young, athletic fighter, twin. I'm a twin. I believe in twinning. So I think Charlo has a chance. The way he talking sounds like he thinks he has a chance to. You know, the way he talking, he thinks he can go in there and beat him. So I hope that's the case. Really do. What else? Let's check Twitter or X. X. That's a topic in itself. What kind of name is X for a company? Whatever his vision of having all of the everything app or whatever he wants to do, I forgot what he called it. Incompetence. You have an engineer, so a science engineer, trying to be a social engineer, and people who are in engineering or social or business, they know that those two things don't mix, or those two skill sets don't translate. And I'm very shocked that, you know, as an engineer with the tech background he has, that the app isn't better. It seems to be getting better, but that's from a very big back step from what it was. You know, it started to not really work. So I get on it a little bit to continue to check in with my mutuals. I don't have many followers whatsoever, but that's by choice. I've been on Twitter for a long time. I see what happens to people with a lot of followers. The tweets get a lot less and they get a lot more harassment. So you know, I've never needed a bunch of followers. I would like a bunch of followers or views or subscribers on YouTube, of course, so I can pay some bills. Obviously, I'm a single dad, 100% father, 100% parent, and you know, anything helps. I'm trying to get into a new career. It'd be great if YouTube could become my career. It'd be great if I can start really formulating my ideas, or at least my thoughts on the current state of events, so people can hear my voice and have some common sense in their ears. If not common sense, have some revolutionary thinking in their ears. I'm not a violent revolutionary, but I have studied Huey Newton, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, Martin Luther King, Assata Shakur. You know, a lot of really influential figures, revolutionary thinkers, and that's how I think. So of course, I'm gonna be very adamant about, what needs to change. What else? Should I get back on the game? I wanted to make sure I stream tonight. And so the main reason why I get back on Twitter or whatever is Black Twitter. It's not going to be called Black X now. It's still Black Twitter. We can say that the Spill app, is going to replace Black Twitter, and it looks to be very appealing. But I can't get on it on my Android. I have to get on it on the Mac. So it's like, it's not as fun on the computer. It's harder to navigate. It's harder to see. Like, it's not necessarily built for the bigger screen. At least I don't think so. It could be me. I'll be having to put on my glasses. So, Black Twitter. Yeah, let's kind of go over what I mean by Black Twitter. And Black Twitter has been people have been trying to explain Black Twitter for years. I think you have to experience it, or you have to be black and then look through maybe my timeline or somebody who's well connected to seeing all of the retweets. Because if you don't follow enough people, you're not going to see all of the retweets, and then you might see somebody commenting on something that's a topic of Black Twitter that day that you're not going to get the context. So you got to be a vet. And what Black Twitter is the black people using Twitter who are of the same age groups, 20 to 40, and a little bit older than 40, I'm sure, but mainly the younger folks. Those people are starting conversations. We've always done this back when I was younger on Twitter. I didn't necessarily start conversations. Sometimes I did. Who's better, Kobe or... No, I'm sorry. Who's better, or Michael or LeBron? Drake or Kendrick? A lot of those conversations got started back in the day. But, so let's say a conversation gets started and the situation is about dating. The main topic of Black Twitter, and when it comes to dating, who's going to pay, and is $200 enough for your first date? Or, $200 dates, what comes with that? That's the topic in terms of dating on Black Twitter, $200 dates. Just today or yesterday, I'm pretty sure it's today, I saw tweets on maybe the Real Housewives, Hip Hop Housewives, one of them shows of Atlanta or one of these black places, and it was a birthday dinner, and they were on Twitter debating on who should pay for the birthday dinner. The person who invited everybody, aka the boyfriend in this situation, the birthday girl, or the friends. I'm not sure as far as the situation they had, but if it's my birthday and I want to go to dinner, I would hope that somebody, like my significant other, wants to pay. But if not, I wouldn't expect my friends to pay. And then I also would not be paying for my friends to eat at my birthday dinner. That's kind of messed up. If I had the money, if I had a bunch of extra money, then I might be paying for my friends. So that always depends. But if it's like right now where I don't have the money and I somehow had enough to spend on a birthday dinner for myself and one other person or something like that, then I don't necessarily want to force my friends to come, but I would have to let them know, hey, look, this is where we're going, and they would probably expect to pay for themselves, I'm sure. Let's see what else is on Black Twitter. The girl posted a picture, actually a video of a sign that says men working, and this man He might be a gay man, I'm not sure. He said, "This is what I want to see, men working." So ultimately, there's a lot of gender norms that get tossed across Twitter, Black Twitter, the gender norms and the gender roles. Uh, that's always a topic of discussion. And yeah, then you got the brand pages that think that they're a part of Black Twitter or think that they're a part of the cool crowd on Twitter. And I mean, they're probably some younger person doing it. Who knows? You know, the Brooklyn Nets, Twitter, they're tweeting our associates as bagels. So they're tweeting pictures of bagels with NBA logos on them. It's a thread. So, or I'm sorry, they're putting bagels in the logos. So this isn't bad per se, but it's like, what are you doing? It's kind of cool now that I'm looking at it. So, the Bay Area, the Warriors, they got the salmon tartare on the croquet. I don't even know what it's a salmon on the bagel. That is so funny. The everything bagel in Houston, the plain bagel. They did the Hawks wrong for that. That's a plain bagel. The Celtics. That's pretty cool. The Hornets, they didn't change much. They put a bagel by the Stinger. So honestly, I mean, if you guys want to see these, they're on the Brooklyn Nets Twitter page or X page. I'm gonna say Twitter because X is just, that's a stupid name. The Bulls got bagels on the horns. The Cavs have a bagel going through the net. Cream cheese spread on the Mavericks bagel. I'm not sure. Oh, that's green onion and cream cheese maybe on the Denver bagel. That one's pretty cool. This one, that's dope. That's super dope. Detroit Pistons. So again, like, hey, you know, it gets wild on Twitter. As bagels, the Heat got a fire bagel. Nick's got a box of sliced bagels. See, sometimes they actually know what they're doing. Philadelphia, a bunch of bagels. The Suns. This is actually pretty cool. I'm gonna send this to my friends. The purple beam the light bagel, Sacramento. Yeah, I like this thread. This was enjoyable. Somebody probably sent them this. There's no way they wasted that much time drawing logos as bagels. And that's something that, if they did do that, come on, dude. I hope AI did this. If AI did this, then that's a great use of time. This is what we should be using AI for, to draw bagels as logos, stupid stuff like that. But I mean, the AI conversation is wild. Like, you really are gonna, trust the. We're really gonna trust the AI to be like good at the end of the day. When has that ever looked like it turned out any good? I want to try to check to see how this looks. Let's see. I wish I could read the. Obviously, there are no comments. Let's see if I can comment. Talk about some multiversal shit, right? Commenting on my own live as a test. While live. That's dope. It worked. I see it on the screen. I need to figure out how to get more people to watch my lives. So I can start answering questions so people, you know, can be enlightened. Let's see if I can get my friends on. You can tell them I've been talking to myself for hours now. This is a dope thread though. The bagel thread. Man, I am so happy that I got the validation from Gilbert Arenas I needed. Caliper's gonna be probably moved in the wrong time. Probably should have waited till after summer to move. But the move was supposed to be in the spring, so I'm like, okay, let's move in the summer. Instead, I probably should have pushed it till after summer. But I'm here, and I like it in terms of the feel. I mean, it's a new place, why not? Now, I kind of want to play a different game. Rocket League is cool for a minute. Let me see if I have to pause the stream.